Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foote Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. How is everybody doing on this fine Tuesday? Starting to get ready for Christmas, trying to get all of these parties and things going on. I really appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I love to come to you a couple of times a week and talk to you about all types of things that have to do with real estate, whether it's the home closing part of the process, whether it's writing the contract, finding the right house, finding the right mortgage. I've been in the home closing business for more than 30 years and have experienced all kinds of questions and thoughts that people have. And so I like to bring that information to you to try to give you answers to some really common questions that most people have. Sometimes I get questions from people that aren't things that I expect. And so I love to talk about questions that you guys have. So if you have questions, reach out to me and let me know, whether it's through our broadcast or private message me, or you can email me, Connie@footetitlegroup.com, or you can reach out through our website to any of our team members. They're all really happy to help you. And if you ask a question and have some type of thought, more than likely there's somebody else out there that has the same question. So it always is helpful if you want to share questions that you have. Thanks for your time and tuning in today. Hey there, Pam. How are you this morning? So today I wanted to talk about, a lot of people don't even understand what a title company does. And so I'm going to give you a couple seconds about that. We've talked about it a couple of times before, and I'm certainly happy to answer any questions. I just don't want to keep going through information that we've talked about to bore anyone and give you information that you already know. But a title company does three really important things. They search the title of the property that you're purchasing to make sure that the property you're purchasing is what you're intending to purchase, so that there isn't anyone else that has an ownership other than the people that have signed the contract that are selling it to you. There isn't any outstanding liens or expenses on that property that haven't been collected for or paid for, so someone could come back and try to claim those funds from you, and that the property is properly transferred for you. So they do a title search and make sure that all of the ownership previously is in order so that you're getting what you think you're getting. They coordinate everybody for the closing, so making sure that everyone comes together for the closing, all of the pieces are together. The real estate contract, all of the realtors, the buyers, the sellers, the mortgage company, all of the figures are together, and all of them are come together and are at one place at one time, so you can sign all the paperwork and understand what you're doing, and pay the cost that you owe, the seller pays the cost that they owe, and then everybody gets paid for the expenses that are involved in doing the transfer. So we coordinate all of that, and then after closing, we get everything back out of the office, back where it's supposed to be, and record the documents to protect your home ownership. So then we provide an insurance policy that actually protects what you purchased to make sure that you're guaranteed that what you purchased is what you really expected to get. Hey there, Skip. How are you this morning? Thanks for tuning in. So those are the three basic things that we do. Of course, there's a lot of other things behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see and don't know that are going on, but to get to those three ends, that's what we're really working on. But today I wanted to talk about, though, a lot of people don't even understand what a title company does. And it's really important to make sure that the title company you're working with is licensed properly and that the people that are doing your closing are licensed properly. Now, a lot of people, as I said, don't even understand what a title company does. So you're not even sure that you knew that they had to be licensed. But I will tell you, having been in the experience for a long time, that a lot of times title company may be in a crunch to get a closing together, and they may put somebody in that closing that isn't a licensed title agent or a real estate attorney that's passed the bar. A lot of times when I talk about things, I'll talk about things that are very general and they're true all across the country. Some of the nuances are a little bit different in each state, but basically the same. In this particular case, some states require only attorneys that have passed the bar do real estate closings. In other states, title insurance companies that have licensed title insurance producers can do the closings. In Maryland and Virginia, licensed title insurance producers and attorneys can do closings. So when I say licensed title insurance producer, in order to have the title company active, my title company has to have its own license that says that it went through all of the required processes we do closings in Maryland and Virginia. Through Maryland and Virginia, they approve that we are able to do closings. We have the proper bonds, we have the proper licenses, and the proper insurance in place to protect you and to make sure that we are doing things the way we're supposed to. Then each of the people that actually sit at the table with you do the closings actually have to have title insurance producer license as well. And so in order to do those closings, that person has to be licensed, and that person has to go through classes to keep that license active. And in order to keep that license active, they have to go to class to make sure that they're up to date on all of the most recent things, changes, nuances that happen in the real estate industry to make sure that we are aware and we're properly protecting your home ownership. Because ultimately we're writing insurance that protects that ownership that you purchased, that you think that you own. So not only does the company have to be licensed, but the person sitting at that table with you. Now, not everybody you interact with at the title company is licensed. There are different levels of people that do different parts of the job, but ultimately the person that signs all of the paperwork and that signs off on the insurance for you is a licensed title producer. And every 2 years, the license has to be renewed in those 2 states. That's the rules. And we have to go to class to keep up those licenses. And as I said, the company also has to be licensed, and the company has to maintain bonds and insurance to protect you, the consumers. So you want to make sure that who's doing your closing is actually licensed, and the company is, and the people that are sitting at the table with you. I know that a lot of people don't understand what a title company does, so I gave you a little brief overview, but you also need to know if you are buying a piece of property, you have the right to choose. And more often than not, whoever you're working with should say to you, hey, you need to choose the title company that's going to do the closing now that we're getting to that level. And you may say, well, I don't even know anything about that. Great. Let them recommend a couple to you, and then do a little research. Make some calls. Ask to know if the person doing the closing is going to be is licensed. Ask to see the license. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we have licenses in our office for everybody who does closings, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ask those questions, because more often than not, you're going to find that they are in fact licensed, but it's a requirement of the state to protect you as the consumer. And so you have the right to ask those things. So make sure that the most expensive thing you're purchasing, that you're wrapping up that last piece of the puzzle, that your protection, your home ownership is protected, and that company has all the right pieces in place. So, hey there, Miss Roz. How are you today, beautiful? I really appreciate you checking in. I thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate when you check in and let me know that you're online. One thing that would help me a lot is if you like watching our broadcast, if you hit the share button, that would help me so much, because it helps me share the information with people that you know that I don't. And that way, maybe there's somebody else that has a question about what we're talking about that you don't, but maybe they do, and it would help them understand what we do a little bit better and make their process a little bit smoother. The other thing I want you to do is go to our website. We have a new piece out that just got launched on Monday about buying a new home and why you need title insurance or protection. You know, a brand new home, a lot of people have questions about that. Why would I possibly need title insurance because I'm buying a brand new home? It didn't exist before. Well, it's not necessarily about the house. It's also about the land it sits on. There's a piece on there that we just launched. It's on our social media. It is on our website, and it's going out through email. So go in there and check it out, www.footetitlegroup.com, and it's under the new feature. There also, you can subscribe to our email. We promise not to spam you, but once a month we send out what our new feature is, so that will help you too. Also, if you're a buyer or a seller or a realtor lender, there's tabs specifically for you, and under that there's resources and helpful links. The resources has all kinds of information that we've talked about in the past that may answer some questions for you too. And as always, any of my team members can answer questions for you in Maryland or Virginia that you may have about home closings, real estate, mortgages. And if they don't have the answers, we have a lot of great professionals we work with that can help us get those answers for you. So go on and sign up for that email so you can get those features that we put out every month. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. I always look forward to talking to you. I'll talk to you again real soon. And thank you for tuning in with Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foote Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. Talk to you soon.